This is AI Deep Dive, coming to you live from the turning point of history at Beskar. Stay tuned for a bulletin from tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to AI Deep Dive with Beskar. I'm Adam.
And I'm Amy.
And if you are tuning in right now, this is officially our second deep dive ever.
Yeah, episode 2. So, you are officially an early adopter.
We're still figuring out the furniture arrangement in the studio, metaphorically speaking. So please drop a comment. Let us know what you think, what you want more of, or, if I'm talking too fast.
You were talking a little fast today, but honestly, looking at the stack of research we have on the desk, I totally get the adrenaline. It's a pretty wild collection of updates.
It really is. Okay, let's get right into it. The title of today's deep dive is "The Agent is the Computer."
Right.
Now, that's a direct riff on that quote from Aravind Srinivas, the CEO of Perplexity. He recently said the AI is the computer.
Which is a great soundbite. It sounds like this massive singular brain controlling everything from the cloud.
But when you look at the actual sources we have for today, the financial reports, the GitHub repos, the internal corporate strategies, it's a very different reality. The AI might be the brain, sure, but it's the agents doing the actual grunt work.
Exactly. They are the ones executing the tasks, spending the money, writing the code.
So today's roadmap, we are going to look at agentic commerce, basically robots spending money. Then we're going to cover the great engineering displacement.
Which is a heavy one.
Very heavy. After that, we'll dive into these tiny specialized agent ecosystems, the claws, and we'll wrap up with some divine irony straight from the Vatican.
Sounds good. Let's start with the wallet, because for a long time, the biggest limitation of AI was that it couldn't actually do anything out in the world.
Right. It could talk about buying groceries, but it couldn't actually buy the eggs.
Exactly. But that is shifting fast. Visa is rolling out what they call intelligent commerce.
And we are talking about the actual Visa, right? The global payment network.
The very same. They are enabling agentic card-based checkout. So they are building the actual pipes on VisaNet for AI assistants to transact.
Okay, so how does this mechanism actually work? Because I really hope I'm not just handing my raw credit card number to a chatbot.
Oh, definitely not. That would be a complete security nightmare. What they're doing is issuing agent-specific payment tokens.
A token, so like a burner key.
Sort of, yeah. Instead of giving the agent your primary account number, Visa issues a unique digital token just for that specific bot. And the security controls are tight. You set the instructions, and Visa ensures the agent's actions align with those specific instructions.
So if it goes rogue, you can't just buy a boat.
Right. And there is a step-up verification process involved. They use passkeys, so before the money actually moves, you might have to authenticate it with your fingerprint or Face ID.
I like that. It keeps a human in the loop for the final approval.
Yeah, and they're starting with guest checkout and form filling, but it's not just Visa doing this. Prava is integrating with Visa, and if you look at India, Razorpay just announced similar integrations last week.
Oh, right, I saw that. With Swiggy, Zomato, and Zepto.
Exactly. So agents are directly entering the gig economy supply chain for food and grocery delivery. This totally legitimizes the agent economy. It's not an experiment anymore when the major financial infrastructure is involved.
But if agents are spending money, they're also out there earning it. Or rather, doing the work that humans used to get paid for.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the great displacement.
Yeah, we have 2 massive case studies this week on companies trading headcount for compute. Let's start with Block, Jack Dorsey's company.
Jack Dorsey is not really known for subtlety. He announced they are slashing Block's staff from 10,000 down to under 6,000 people.
Which is almost half the company.
It's massive. And his rationale was just brutal. He basically said, AI combined with tiny teams gives you the same output. He prefers to gut half the staff in one brutal move, rather than having a slow bleed over several years.
And Dara Khosrowshahi over at Uber is echoing that exact same philosophy.
Uber is fascinating right now. The engineers there actually created an AI clone of the CEO. They call it Dara AI.
Right, to simulate his feedback.
Yeah, so instead of waiting for a meeting, You pitch your project to the robot boss first.
That is so surreal, but the stats coming out of Uber really show where this is going. 90% of their engineers are using AI, but 30% are what they call power users.
Meaning they're orchestrating.
Yes, they aren't just writing code faster, they're managing fleets of agents. And Khosrow Shahi explicitly stated that in 5 years, their strategic investment is not going to be hiring another engineer. It's going to be adding, quote, agents and GPUs. He specifically name-checked NVIDIA.
So the role of engineering is shifting from writing code to just wrangling agents.
Completely. And if you want to see the economic power behind this shift, just look at Anthropic.
The numbers are staggering.
$14 billion in annualized revenue.
$14 billion.
And they are growing 10x annually. But here's the crazy part. Claude Code. Just that one specific tool generates $2.5 billion in run rate revenue alone.
That's more than most companies make in their entire existence.
It is. And it gives them incredible leverage. You saw the news about the Pentagon contract.
The $200 million one.
Right. For most startups, a $200 million defense contract is everything. You bend over backward for it. For Anthropic, that is literally 1% of their revenue run rate.
Wow. 1%.
So they have the power to just say no. If the Pentagon makes demands they don't like, they can walk away.
Yeah.
Because their reputation is worth infinitely more than that deal.
That really changes the power dynamic in tech. But just to play devil's advocate here and to maybe give human workers some hope, there was a counterpoint in the data, right?
Yes, there is some nuance. Job postings for software engineers on Indeed have actually reached a 6-month high.
Okay, so someone is still hiring humans.
It seems like we're seeing displacement in the massive corporations, the Blocks and the Ubers, but the tools are opening up new avenues for smaller, profitable companies to build things they couldn't afford to build before, so the market is just shifting, really.
Speaking of shifting, let's pivot away from the massive data centers and talk about the hardware on the total opposite end of the spectrum, the claws.
I love this trend. It's the shift toward tiny, lightweight, specialized agents. You don't always need a massive supercomputer. Look at Zero Claw.
Zero Claw is amazing. For the tech-savvy listeners out there, get this. It's a 3.4 megabyte alternative built in Rust.
Which is tiny.
It uses less than 5 megabytes of RAM and boots in under 10 milliseconds.
And the kicker is that it runs on a $10 Raspberry Pi Zero.
$10. It completely blows something like Pico Claw out of the water, which is around 10 megabytes.
And then you have Iron Claw, which is taking this local approach and applying it to your daily workflow. It's a personal AI agent and CRM that runs entirely locally.
Which is huge for privacy.
Exactly. It connects to your messaging channels, it browses the web using your actual Chrome profile, and it manages all its data via DuckDB.
It's built on OpenClaw, right?
OpenClaw and the Vercel AI SDK version 6. The entire takeaway here is that you do not need a billion-dollar data center to run an agent. You can run a highly capable one on a cheap chip sitting on your desk.
Which democratizes the whole thing. We also have MaxClaw, hosted by the Chinese company MiniMax, and Nanobot. It's a whole ecosystem.
But we should talk about the brains powering these ecosystems too, because we got some big model updates. Google launched Pomeli.
Right, Pomeli. Sounds like a citrus fruit, but it's actually a really powerful tool.
It launched in India recently after the US launch back in November 2025. It essentially analyzes a website to extract its brand DNA. So it pulls the colors, the fonts, the logos.
And the research team actually tested this out on Beskar.tech.
They did. And the results were super impressive. It generated animated versions of the team photos and essentially replaced the need for traditional DSLR product shoots.
Just by analyzing the existing site.
Yeah. Now, it does have some limitations. You have to mess with location or account changes to access it in India right now. And it's definitely better for improving existing sites rather than greenfield projects because it needs that baseline DNA to work with.
Google also released Nano Banana 2 yesterday.
Yes. The big news there is the visual quality. Faster image generation, 4K resolution, and crucially legible text.
Finally. No more weird alien hieroglyphics on the signs in the background.
Exactly. It has accurate typography now.
Yeah.
And it can maintain character identity for up to 5 characters, which is a big deal for consistency.
Now, outside of Google and Anthropic, there's another major player making waves. Moonshot AI.
Kimi 2.5. This is the big open model from China.
People are calling it the main contender outside of Claude, right?
Yeah, it's a long context specialist. It is incredible at digesting massive amounts of information, like legal documents or deep research. And because it's an open model, clients are just hosting it in the US to ensure data security.
So you get the power without the data leaving your server.
Exactly. Oh, and speaking of distribution, we can't skip Perplexity.
1 billion devices.
1 billion Samsung devices now have Perplexity integrated. The scale of that distribution is just hard to comprehend.
It's instantly everywhere. So, okay, let's synthesize this. We've got agents spending money via Visa. We've got agents coding at Uber and Block. We've got agents running locally on Raspberry Pis and massive new models powering them. How is society actually handling all this?
Well, we're definitely seeing some friction. Take the Burger King story.
Oh man, the algorithmic overseer.
Burger King is rolling out AI headsets to monitor employee-customer interactions.
That just feels so dystopian. It's like the gig workers are being actively exploited and micromanaged by a machine in real time.
It really highlights the tension between efficiency and human dignity. But on a slightly more amusing note, we also had some divine irony from the Vatican.
This was my favorite piece of news all week.
So the Vatican launched this really impressive AI-powered translation system at St. Peter's Basilica to help visitors.
And on the exact same day, the very same day, Pope Leo explicitly told priests to stop using ChatGPT for their sermons.
It's just perfect. You can use the AI to manage the tourists.
But don't let it write the homily.
Exactly. It's the ultimate mixed signal about where AI belongs in our lives.
Which ties perfectly into that satire video that went viral this week.
Oh, the human battery one. With the parodies of Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Bezos.
Yeah, they're sitting around discussing how to use human energy to power their AI systems. It's hilarious, but it hits a little too close to home when you look at Burger King workers being monitored by headsets.
It really does. Which brings us back to the core theme of this deep dive. The agent is the computer.
The computer is no longer a beige box sitting under your desk. It's a swarm. It's the Visa token making your purchases. It's the Dara AI grading your code. It's the Zero Claw managing your files.
The agents are doing the work, and that leads to a pretty provocative thought. If agents have their own Visa tokens, and they can execute purchases, and we have CEOs explicitly stating they prefer agents over hiring engineers,
Right.
at what point does the human in the loop just become the human in the way?
That is a heavy question to leave you all with. Are we the orchestrators, or are we just bottlenecking the system? Something to chew on.
Definitely.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really appreciate you being here.
And please, drop a comment with your feedback. We are reading them.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.